Ana Kasparian comes after Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, Steven Crowder over no-fault divorce. Watch.
No-fault divorce is very, very bad.
But I think the reform to no-fault divorce is far simpler. It should be reformed by simply ceasing to exist. Marriage is much more than a contract. It's a covenant.
There are a lot of problems with the current legal structure of marriage. I agree with that critique of the current legal structure of marriage. No-fault divorce is one of the worst things that ever happened to Western civilization.
I think she's entitled to nothing during these proceedings. And I think the problem is no-fault divorce.
I still believe that children need a mom and a dad and that divorce is horrible. But in today's legal system, my beliefs don't matter.
We got to get rid of no-fault divorce.
Well, Tim Pool, you might be getting your wish because there are Republican lawmakers who are literally working on that type of policy as we speak.
What do you guys think? No-fault divorce. You like it? You hate it? Do you think that it should be done away with? What are your guys' thoughts? I'm curious. Me? Hey, we love the nuclear family. We love the extended family. I agree. We should make divorce as difficult as possible whenever it comes to the legal system. We shouldn't be giving women and men the ability to just opt out of marriage. That's not what marriage was intended for. It was till death do us part. Till death. Now, obviously, there's things like infidelity, being unfaithful, and stuff that biblically Jesus speaks of as a way for divorce. But other than that, I really think that there's no reason for divorce. But I am curious to see what you guys have to say.
So, conservative lawmakers in multiple states and on a national level are considering attempts to eliminate or restrict divorces in cases where fault cannot be proven. Right now, laws exist on or in all 50 states that allows people to end a marriage without having to prove that someone in that marriage did something wrong, like cheating or domestic abuse. The socially conservative, though, and often religious members of society have a different idea, right? So right-wing opponents of such laws are arguing that this deprives men of due process and it hurts families. In reality, oftentimes, couples that want a divorce don't want to accuse each other of terrible things. They just want to part ways and be done with it. And I don't really see how it's beneficial for society to force two individuals who no longer want to be in a marriage to continue being in a marriage, living under the same roof and being miserable with one another. But nonetheless, many of you have already heard claims from conservatives like Tim Pool who think that it's a bad idea to allow people to have these no-fault divorces. And you're about to hear more. Let's watch.
What we're talking about in the American divorce regime is called no-fault divorce. And no-fault divorce is, one, a contradiction in terms. You can't get it, you can't break a contract if there's no fault of anyone. And two, it's horrific for children and it's horrific for the spouses.
Marriage is much more than a contract. It's a covenant. To truly go your own way, alone and isolated, is to give up on your duty, your legacy, your ancestors, your bloodline, your civilization, your happiness.
Marriage is a commitment. That commitment is lifelong. There should actually have to be a really, really, really good reason why you are divorcing, and that's particularly true if you have children, because of course marriage is designed as the fundamental building block of institutional society. It is the place where children are reared. It is the place where you produce children in the first place, and children require stability.
The traditional response to how you fix marriage is divorce is not allowed.
Okay, but
there's rare circumstances where like a guy is threatening to murder and beating his wife and his kids, and infidelity is one of these things.
No-fault divorce is an absolute tragedy. It is the catalyst for every other degenerate marriage and relationship problem that we have in society.
Thanks for watching. Our audience has helped build TYT into the media giant it is today.
These freaking ads. How are you gonna do? How you gonna put an ad on me like that? That's messed up. Let's skip ahead. This is stupid.
Okay, great. Go ahead and pass laws restricting divorce, and let's see how much the marriage rate drops from what it already is. It's already dropped considerably, but you're gonna make it harder for people to divorce. You're gonna have.
But you're not talking about why the marriage rate has dropped. What if no-fault divorce is a major reason as to why the marriage rate has dropped. When we look at marriage, I think it's important to understand that men are the ones who propose to women. Men are the ones who choose who their wife is going to be. And women feel special and they love it because he chose you. He made the rational decision that you are the one to spend the rest of his life with. Now men are not choosing that. Men are choosing not to get married. Now, Ana Kasparian, she's talking about this, and she's saying, well, it's already dropped, but watch no-fault divorce go away, and it's going to drop even more. Well, men aren't choosing to get married right now because they're rationally looking at our divorce system, and they're going, if I get married and I build a business and my wife takes care of my kids, if she ever decides that the pool man is more exciting or this person that she met at the bar or wherever she went at the mall is more exciting and more adventurous than me, she can leave. She can say, hey, there's no fault here. And she can take my business, she can take my income, and she can take my kids part-time because of what? No fault? There's no fault here? Really? Like Michael Knowles said, it's not a real thing. There is no such thing as no faults here. It's a made-up term. If you have a covenant with somebody and you decided that we are going to be together until death do us part, there has to be fault. And now that fault has to be defined specifically. Okay, infidelity. Okay, well, infidelity, there's fault here. You broke your oath. Okay, now there's consequences for that. Now, if a woman cheats or if a man cheats and divorce comes about because of it, and reconciliation is not in the equation, well, that person who is the infidel, they forfeit a part of their business or a part of their income or a part of that time with their family, with their children. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense for there to be zero fault and for you to break up families. We want strong family units. We want strong extended family units. And with divorce, with separation, with broken homes, we can't have that. And the statistics are there. We already know that children who don't have fathers, who don't have mothers, that their likelihood of thriving in an American economy that's already struggling is going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them. Now, who started no-fault divorce? Who started marriage to the government? Who started all of these things? Democrats did. Lyndon B. Johnson. And why did he start it? Because he was racist. Like, that's literally what it comes down to. Lyndon B. Johnson, after JFK was assassinated, and by the way, JFK got together with Martin Luther. JFK was helping in the civil rights movement. After that, and the civil rights was done, Lyndon B. Johnson steps in and he says, don't marry your husband, marry the government, and we'll pay for you. We'll pay you to marry the government and welfare, and we'll take care of your kids. You don't need a husband. And they started this in the black community. And then it's reached its way across the entire nation. This is something that is so destructive. And Ana Kasparian, listen, she's been coming around to some things. She's been waking up to some things, but this is not one of them. Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, and I hate to say it, Ben Shapiro, they're all correct on this situation. Tim Pool, who's literally who's agnostic. He doesn't believe in Christianity. He doesn't really have a religion. Even Tim Pool is correct on this situation. That says a lot. And they're all men. They're all men. So what does that tell you? They're all the decision makers whenever it comes to getting married. They're all the ones who are going to propose. And they're saying that this is horrible. I agree. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you.